I'm Nick, owner of Nick's TV Repair. I have fixed hundreds of these Vizio TVs, and I'm going to show you why it may or may not be worth fixing them. But before we can answer that question, we need to understand what is wrong with it and what we need to do to fix it. This is an M60-C3 model TV. When I give it power, I do get my standby light. There it is. It just faded away, so now I can go ahead and power it on. The standby light pops back up. And the TV is supposed to turn on. We're supposed to get the Vizio logo, but we're just getting a black screen. There are two parts in this TV set that commonly cause this issue, the power supply and the main board. To identify which one is at fault, we'll need to open it up. If you're not sure how to open it up, I'll have a video linked in the top corner as well as at the end of the video and in the description down below. The power supply is the white circuit board over here and the main board is the green circuit board over here with the large heatsink. Now my first troubleshooting step is to do a visual check of the capacitors on the top side of the power supply. We want to simply make sure that they're not bulging or leaking. Now taking a closer look at these capacitors over here, these are the ones that commonly bulge as well as these three over here. We want to pay special attention at the very top of the capacitors. Now here's an example of two defective capacitors. And you can tell the tops, the ends are rounded out a little bit, and there's a little brown spot right here in the middle. That brown spot is the electrolytic fluid that's oozing out of the capacitors. So you can see they're rounded out a little bit. They're bulging at the top. Here's 4 capacitors. These two are rounded out and these two are not. They're nice and flat at the top. So I just want to show you the difference. A visual check is usually enough, but if you want to be extra sure, you could also use an ESR meter. And here's a confirmation. It does say in circuit leaky. To clarify, this was just a defective example capacitor. This was not actually taken from our power supply. The capacitors on our power supply are flat. They're not leaking. There's no bulging going on. And that does confirm to me that the power supply is not the immediate fault or cause of our issue. By process of elimination, that does confirm that the main board is the defective board. Now that we know what's wrong with this TV, is it worth fixing? The original cost of this TV back in 2015 was $1,500 plus tax. The cost of the repair service that we offer for this main board is $149.95 plus cost of shipping. So from a financial standpoint there, it is going to be worth fixing. Now, of course, I do understand in today's economy, the cost of a replacement TV has dropped significantly from about 9 years ago. Today, if I went to Amazon, I could probably get a replacement for about $450 to $500 for a similar size and quality of Vizio TV. Even at that price point, from a financial standpoint, it still does make sense. The reason that it wouldn't make sense is if you're trying to upgrade to a larger TV or a newer TV with higher end technology such as the OLED or QLED models. Now, if you're interested in seeing how we fix this main board, keep watching. We're about to do a component level repair on it. Again, if you're unsure how to remove the main board, we will have that video linked in the top corner as well as at the end of this video and in the description down below. Now let's bring this board to our workbench. My first step is to remove the shrouds and the heatsink. For the shrouds, I'm just going to wiggle them off. And for the heatsink, I have 4 plastic pins. To remove those pins, I'm going to use needle nose pliers to pinch the plastic tabs on the back and push the pins through. Now that we've removed the heatsink off the main board, we've exposed both of the processor chips. The processor chips don't commonly fail. However, what does fail is the ball grid array, which is the manner that they're soldered onto the board that does fail. Over time, that ball grid array experiences cracked solder joints. In order to resolve that issue, we need to rework this main board using our Rework machine. The Rework machine is going to simultaneously heat up the chip from the top and the PCB from the bottom until we reach the solder's melting point. By melting the solder joints, we will get rid of any microfractures in the solder and reform those strong bonds. Now that we've fixed the main board, we can reinstall the heatsink. One of the upgrades we're going to do is remove the silicone pads and instead put some high quality ceramic paste. All right, our main board is finally installed back into the TV. Let's go ahead and power it on and see what we get. All right, we're still getting our standby light. We have to wait a second for it to fade away. Now we can power it back on. And let's cross our fingers. Do we have a Vizio logo? And we do. We have our backlight and picture. Let's wait just a minute to make sure that the full picture appears properly. Okay, this does confirm we have a successful repair. Our main board is now fully functional. In my professional opinion, I do think that this repair is worth it, especially for the quality of picture we have with this model TV based off of the price of the repair. If you're interested in sending in your main board for us to fix, we'll have that repair service available to you. The link to our website's flat rate service with the 1-year warranty will be in the description down below. Otherwise, if you found the video helpful or useful, make sure to leave us a like, subscribe for more content, and thank you for watching.